Hello, welcome back to another Mega Mirror Live. We've got another fun one lined up for you this week, folks. On my way to the studio, I stepped in a plot hole and found a great creator and a genuinely good guy who happens to be the only remaining beardsman to be featured here. That's right, everyone. Today we welcome Johnny O to the show. A popular and talented creator and host of the immensely popular Plot Holes, Johnny O has become a major presence in our community, and I'm not just talking about his gut. Get your drinks, folks, and have a seat. We're going to see what else we can dig out of the hole I stepped in when we come back.
Test one, test two. Okay, they can probably hear me now. You guys speak? No, it's... No. Johnny, I'm not a very good producer. I'm just producing. It's a pain in the backside. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just trying to fix this in the background. Voice Beta is a pain in the ass. All right, so it's not on that one.
All right. New York Echo. Hello. Shut the fuck up. Is it me you're looking for?
Hey, I think we got it. I think I finally found the damn thing. Don't know what it is about Discord, but not Discord, but Voice Meter Potato. But every now and again, it takes a massive dump on my system, and it just goes off on a tangent. I really apologize to everybody. It's my issues on Voice Meter. So hopefully it hasn't spoiled everybody's fun.
So you can hear us all there. Can I get a quick thumbs up if we're all coming through? Yay! Thank you, Barman. Thank you. All right, very good. Excellent.
And that's our show, folks.
Shall we take it from the top?
Carl Edwards says he can't hear me. Oh, well.
So Carl Edwards to turn up his hearing aid.
Ah, okay. That works. Either that or take the beer bottle out of your ear.
That probably helps too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, let's get a move on. We lost a little bit of time there, but cool. So, for everybody that's late coming, we got Johnny O with us tonight. We're gonna have a little bit of fun, find out a little bit about this awesome creator, what his channel is all about, and just have a good old time checking out some of his videos. So, Johnny, first question, I guess, would be for the viewers that might not be familiar with you. Could you tell us a little bit about how you got started on YouTube and what's your channel all about?
Well, I got started as a podcaster almost 5 years ago now.
Wow.
So we started out on rockmetaltalk.com, which is where the main show, the Plot Hole actual podcast, is still broadcasts. But we started out as a segment show on the Jay Stone Show. And we were doing really well with it. So we started as a top 10 show. We did, we give you 10 minutes, and then, no, you guys can easily do 3 hours worth of material. So take a show whenever you want, and just get it done. So we did. We did that for 4 years, and I decided that I needed something else to do to support the show, to get us more exposure. And I started the YouTube channel. I figured who wouldn't want to see my ugly ass alongside Jeremy and our, whatever guests we have in store. So that's what we did. And then I've always had things to say, and I figured might as well put out some of my stupid shit to say to people. And I did.
Awesome. Well, it seems to be quite popular with the crowd. I certainly enjoy the show. But my question at this point is, what brought you to the debunking side of things?
So that's always a fun question. I have a friend, and anybody who's ever listened to the podcast, they've heard Action Jackson, we call him. He doesn't like when I call him that. But he is a flat earther, and he's one of my best good buddies. Love the guy to death. The only thing not the only thing we disagree on, but the biggest thing we disagree on is all the conspiratorial nonsense that he believes in. And at the time he and I became pals, I had no idea he was a flat earther. Right? We played poker together, shot the shit together a lot, and just kind of hung out. And one day he was talking about some girl he was going to meet, and I just made a passing joke. I said, well, as long as she's not a flat earther, I guess she's going to be fine. And he just stopped and stared at me for a second. And I said, dude, you got to be fucking shitting me. So he turned me on to Eric Dubé's 200 Proofs, and I watched part of that. And I'm listening to this horrible voice.
Hmm.
This wretched, weirdly paused, monotone voice that sounds just like this, only a lot worse, and it put me to sleep. So I'm listening to this asshole just spout all this stupid shit, thinking, well, that's wrong because of this, that's wrong because of that, that's wrong because of this, and that's wrong. And that's the exact same thing he just said 10 seconds ago, except differently. And I got to the point where, I couldn't handle it. So I turned it off and I started looking at ways to help my buddy see the light, so to speak. And the very next video that I watched after Eric Dubé's 200 Proofs was a Team Skeptic video. I thought Team Skeptic was like a 12-year-old kid. I was like, fuck yes, this kid is awesome. And then I saw his face reveal. It said, he's not a kid. Fuck. But I mean, in a nutshell, that's kind of how I got into the old debunking side of. I'm not really a debunker, so I'll use some science in my presentations, but I wouldn't call myself a debunker. I have a very basic understanding of mathematics, science, and whatnot. I'm more of a. This is what you said that was stupid. I want to point and laugh at you.
Yeah, exactly. Point and laugh. Exactly. I think that's the main reason why a lot of us got into it. It's just fun pointing and laughing.
Right.
And speaking of pointing and laughing, this might be a good time to drop into the first video with one flat earther that you seem to have a real penchant for taking on. Our good friend, Mr. Daniel Pratt. And the video is called So Much Stupid and some Daniel Pratt ramblings. Now, everyone in the chat, as usual, please remember that most of the videos that we show here are edited down for time. So I highly encourage you to head on over to the plot hole, to Johnny's channel, subscribe, like, and watch the full version of these videos. They are awesome, and there's a whole ton of them, so you won't regret the visit. So, Colin, why don't you load that up, and let's watch this idiot.
Rack focus. Hey everybody, Johnny O from the Plot Hole, and do we have a fun one lined up for you today? Check this idiot out.
So you think they figured it out yet? All these geniuses that have come to my channel and others in the last 5 years. Think
This is Daniel Pratt. Daniel Pratt believes himself to be smarter than everybody in the world. Daniel Pratt thinks that everyone's out to get him. Daniel Pratt is a gigantic fucking moron. As evidence here.
Why does it matter if the earth is flat? Why does flat earth matter?
What the fuck was that? Let's look at that shit again.
Why does it matter if the earth is flat? Why does flat earth matter?
I don't want to give Daniel Pratt any more attention than he's due, but when he says some stupid shit like this and then cries about people making fun of him, wah.
Are you getting it yet? Are you getting it yet? Are you getting it yet?
Well, we know that you're not getting it.
Are you getting it through your fucking skulls yet?
I think he almost made himself cry. He must have a soft-ass skull because he looks like a gigantic...
You fucking retards.
Yes, this guy has the nerve to call us retards.
It's funny to me, as I have been proclaiming for years, this is all going to lead to the nastiest war you could imagine if people don't get...
PETA people don't get their shit together? PETA people? Is this a new thing? Is this a new flat earth thing? Is PETA people a new flat earth thing that I don't know about? Somebody help me out. PETA people?
their shit straight and figure this out. Meanwhile, these religious zealot globe priests out here laughing at me attacking me and ridiculing me constantly, making sure to get my channels shut down.
Is he talking about me? Because I am laughing at you. I am ridiculing you. And I don't give a fuck if your channel gets shut down.
So that all the proof that I said all this was coming.
Oh, don't worry. We won't forget that you're a fucking moron. We won't forget about that.
Is gone. So they can continue to deny it blindly, proclaim how brilliant they are.
Hello, Pot. This is the kettle calling. Just wanted to hear your voice.
How you looking now, stupid fucks?
I mean, I'm looking okay. I don't know. Fair, I guess, on a good day. I mean, on a good day, I think most women would look at me and say, meh. If I had about 10 or 15 beers in me, I'd fuck him. So, about fair. Thanks for asking.
You do realize you're going to be affected by the war that's coming, right?
Now, this is where we step into the scary part of Flat Earth. This is a reason why that people need to pay attention to what these idiots are saying and continually to provide real science, real evidence, real explanations of, I mean, I would say the cosmology of our universe, but that is so objectively true that it's almost silly that we have to do this constantly, repeatedly, over and over and over and over again. But things like anti-vaxxers, things like, all just science denialism, we have to continue to push for the narrative of education because people like this are dangerous. And he's about to show us how dangerous he's willing to be. Check it out.
I'm going to make sure of it. I'm going to make sure every one of you motherfuckers that has attacked myself over the last 5 years feels the effects of this war.
Ooh, I'm scared. Is the big man bear going to come make me feel the effects of the war? Just so scared. Just so scared, Mr. Pratt. You big bear man, you. Oh, this shit gets good. Check. I swear, if you have to hear what he said. I mean, it's so stupid. I can't even express how stupid it is. But check this shit out. This is a mind like Super Flurf. If we had to pick a Super Flurf, if we had to pick like the antithesis of Superman in the Flurf world, here we are. Check this out.
In other words, there is no way with the drone technology we have, with the already reported supposed solar plane we have that supposedly circumnavigated the Earth, that it would be impossible for them to put some sort of craft in the air with a trail of lights behind it and call it satellites.
Do you see what I'm talking about? Some sort of craft that flies forever with a trail of lights, like a Just Married craft. Instead of having cans, it has lights. Those are satellites. Huh? The fuck are you talking about? Are you off your meds? You ever been on? Oh, no, I'm sure you've never been on meds, but my God. Do you ever stop and listen to what you say? I'm sure you think it's brilliant shit, but people over here who actually have gray matter between their ears, they have synapses, they actually fire, listen to you, or, well, we don't listen to you. We hear you, and we think to ourselves, man, if only his mother would have swallowed.
Falsifiable, testable.
Oh man, you were so right. If only his mother had swallowed. What an idiot.
Right. Yeah, Daniel Pratt, he's a fun one. The funniest thing about Daniel Pratt is he talks all this shit to everybody. He'll talk shit to Team Skeptic, Irish Demon, Fight Flatter, everybody. He won't say two words to me.
Mm-hmm.
He won't say two words because he knows I'll beat his ass up and down that wherever, Olympia, Washington, where the fuck he's from.
That guy's a moron to beat all morons, I swear to God.
Yes. Yeah, I've done a few Daniel Pratt videos, and I'm not going to do any more unless he says or does something that's really egregious and needs to be called out. But
Yeah.
my goodness,
Yeah.
bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, I think everybody's had just about enough of that idiot.
That guy. Jesus Christ. If only his mother would have swallowed.
No kidding. Let's see what the chat's got to say. Aimee, anything in the chat for us?
Yeah, actually, Carl Edwards made a good comment. He said that he says, Johnny O, you have an amazing presentation style.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I love that snarky shit, like, oh, you bear man.
Yeah, I had to do that because he's along with being a gigantic idiot, he's also a homophobe. So if you throw that, that homosexual stuff out at him every now and again, that, sometimes that riles him up, but it didn't work.
Yeah, it really twists his girdle, doesn't it? Holy crap. Oh, anything else? Aimee?
No, just nothing so far.
All right, that's good.
Someone's here to say hi, though.
Hi.
Hey, Matt. What's up,
Lotto, what's your favorite meal?
There you go.
There you go. Okay, well, let's see if I got a couple other questions for you there, Johnny. I'm sure you'll agree that 2020 has been difficult for all of us. How has it impacted you?
Well, being that I work in retail, it put me at home for a good while at the beginning of the year. So that kind of, that put us, the whole family situation in kind of a bind. But I'm sure, like many people, we were able to manage and get through it, at least that portion of it. But, 2020 is a motherfucker right now. And it doesn't seem to be ready to relent. I can only hope that this vaccine is the real deal.
Yeah.
That, people swallow their stupid bullshit and actually take it.
Exactly. I mean, let's be responsible adults here,
Right. I mean, I'm not about forcing anybody to take medicine they don't want to take, but this is one of those ones where we got to think about more than just ourselves. Yeah. And I get the whole fear behind the fact that this vaccine came out. What was it? The measles vaccine was considered the fastest vaccine. That took 4 years. And this took 18 months. So I understand. I get it. It's kind of frightening, but I mean.
Yeah, when you think about it, we've got a lot of technology to help us this time around. Back then, they didn't have that.
That's one thing I like to point out to people is that when we were talking about a measles vaccine, we really didn't have a whole lot of advancements in virology and whatnot. So the technological advances we've made, all the other vaccines that deal with COVID type or infectious type diseases, or viruses, we just leaps and bounds. So I mean, I wouldn't expect it to take 4 years for us to come with a vaccine for this. So you'd expect the CDC to be a lot quicker at it this time around, right?
And I think they're doing a damn fine job. All of the frontliners, they ought to be praised and thanked at every opportunity because they really are putting their lives on the line for all of our good. But let's get back to your channel for a minute here. What's been the biggest challenge you've had so far with your channel? What's been the most difficult thing?
It's YouTube pulling YouTube fuckery. I do a lot of big channels. You hear a lot of big channels complaining about it, but it's really the smaller channels, the smaller creators that are feeling the larger things. It's taken me. And I'm not complaining by any stretch of the word. I'm grateful for everybody who comes in and enjoys the content and subscribes and whatnot. But it's taken me a little bit longer than most to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I'm still not there. I need like 87, I think. But cool. I've noticed a huge slowdown the past probably 3 months. I used to get pushed by YouTube a little more. Now I'm not. Now, it it's a struggle. But like I said, if that's all I have to complain about, then I have nothing really to complain about.
Yeah, you're right. It's mostly the smaller creators that are feeling the pinch the hardest, But hey, 87 away from 1,000. You're just about there, buddy. So everybody in the side chat, you got friends and family, get on them. Get them over to Johnny's channel. Subscribe. Let's get him over that 1,000 mark, man. He deserves it. He's a great creator. So yeah,
plus we have
let's
punch
see.
and pie.
Pardon me?
I said plus we have punch and pie.
There you go. Cool. Awesome. All right. What would you say is the stupidest thing you have ever seen or heard of?
Geez. Out of all the conspiratorial nonsense, lizard people probably.
Yeah, that's a diamond in the rough content.
It's so stupid. I haven't even been able to wrap my head around it to be able to cover it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
who started that all?
I have no idea. I don't even know. Probably this crazy asshole from Mark Sargent's rival, whatever his name is. That crazy son of a bitch.
David Icke.
Yes, that guy. Golly, probably David Icke.
Yeah, he's probably the one who got it all going. Man, that is some stupid stuff. Really stupid stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, what do you say we load up that second video and see what else we got to point and laugh at? This one here is something a little bit more recent that you've been doing. It's called the Unpopular Opinions. I really like that series. Just a little quick few tidbits.
Oh yeah.
I really like. Yeah. I think we're going to just roll the entire video from start to end, so it's unedited, and we're going to take a look at the episode 10. I really enjoyed that one in particular. So, Colin, can you load that up for us and roll it?
Yeah, I'll get that loaded right away, and I will just say that I'm loving the unpopular opinions because I don't find them unpopular. What the hell, Johnny?
Not
I hear that a lot. I actually, PhD Tony criticized me last night. Says that I'm taking the safe road in my unpopular opinion.
Okay, let's roll.
Rack focus. Hey everybody, Johnny O from the Plot Hole, and it's time for Unpopular Opinions, episode number 10. Let's get right into it. Unpopular opinion number 1. Vampires are weak. Seriously, they are the worst of the movie monster genre. They're always romanticized or overhyped. I mean, let's take the recent sparkly vampires bull poo that we've gotten lately. Yes, I'm trying to limit the amount of times that I curse, especially while talking about vampires. Vampires are bullshit and shouldn't be respected. I said limiting, and before all of you literature nerds want to hit me up with this whole Bram Stoker's Dracula is about the struggle and differences between rich people and poor people. Yes, I know. Bram Stoker's Dracula is one of my favorite novels. As a matter of fact, it's one of the only vampire novels that I do appreciate. And the movie wasn't bad either. I mean, in spite of Keanu's terrible British accent. In fact, if it weren't for the performances of Sir Anthony Hopkins and Gary Oldman, that movie would have found its way in the bargain bin at Wally World quicker than quick. Unpopular opinion number 2. Displaying a sign for whoever it is that you're voting for is nothing more than your call for people to TP your house. Sorry, not sorry. You don't want people stealing or shitting on said sign? Don't put a sign out. I mean, what purpose does that sign serve? It's not like people are going to look at your sign and say, ooh, I need to vote for Biden-Harris, or ooh, I need to vote for Trump-Pence. That's the dumbest thing in the world. Nobody cares. Those signs do nothing more than advertise that you want somebody to leave flaming bags of Nathan Thompson's lunch on your doorstep for you to step on. Those are flaming bags of dog poop, for all of you out there scratching your head right now. Seriously, why did you buy and display that sign in the first place? Are you that arrogant that you think that you putting that sign out there is going to have any kind of effect on the voting population whatsoever? Now, for the house that has any capable adult 2020, you're exempt from this rant. Unpopular opinion number 3. Blowfield Nerd Angle, this one's for you. Getting upset that somebody calls a person a pedophile with no evidence to support that claim, and then turning around and calling another person a child predator is the epitome of hypocrisy. Now, let me get a bit into the why for this one. Recently, Danny Pratt has gone on rants calling Irish Demon, Team Skeptic, and Fight the Flat Earth pedophiles. A completely baseless claim that should be called out and dealt with accordingly, be it YouTube kicking out Prattalicious and his channel, or other legal means. However, the debunker community has taken to calling Nathan Thompson a child predator. Whereas debunkers are quick to clarify what they mean, Nathan Thompson is notorious for targeting children and young teenagers with his flat smacking. He even calls the series Red Pill the Youth. So yes, by definition, Nathan does prey on children. However, we all know what an incendiary thing calling somebody a child predator is. The fact that we have to clarify it almost every single time we use that term is evidence of this. We need to stop it. Call him a moron. Call him stupid. Call him a smelly homeless dude that eats dog poo for lunch. Whatever. But let's not stoop to Pratt's level and continue to call Nathan Thompson a child predator. Finally, doxing is a shitty thing to do. People have a reasonable right to anonymity, even as content creators. I do not condone releasing anyone's private or even public information without said person's consent. That being said, we content creators have to understand that the threat of doxing comes with the territory. This is a public forum where people can and will do shitty things to one another. Once again, it's completely wrong, and my opinion isn't in any way, shape, or form a means to justify people who dox other people. If you find yourself in the position to dox someone, don't. Be the better person. We content creators have to assume a bit of responsibility for this. I don't like when people get doxxed in the same manner that I don't like it when paparazzi follows around and stalks celebrities. However, celebrities, like content creators, have to accept that paparazzi comes with the territory. It sucks, yes, but do we have a reasonable right to complain about it? I mean, if you don't like it, don't create social media content. It's really that simple. Turn off all your face spaces and snapograms and Twitterverses and walk away. When you step into the fray of content creation, the threat of doxing is real. And the longer you swim in that pool, the more likely that being doxed is going to happen. Take precautions to protect your information. Use a VPN, whatever. But don't get too upset when someone releases your information when you go on a rant in a video, either a comment video or a reaction video, calling said person a moron or stupid. As for you who have doxed, take a long look in your shattered mirror and ask yourself this: when's the last time I showered? And if it's been longer than a day, jump in the shower, wash that negativity off, and think about your life had someone doxed to you. Do you want death threats sent your way? If not, then don't put other people in the crosshairs of that behavior. If you think, meh, I can handle it, then ask yourself this: do I want to be responsible for somebody's death or mental breakdown over something as silly as a YouTube video? Now, if you're being bullied or targeted on YouTube, then by all means, take your information to the authorities and let them handle it appropriately. Step back from social media. Don't be a doxer. On the flip side, creators, stop worrying about being doxed. It's probably going to happen. If you have some situation where doxing could cost you your livelihood or your life, then don't partake in content creation. We have to take responsibilities for the risks that we take. Now, that does not excuse the shitty behavior, but it does come with the territory. And that's Unpopular Opinions with Johnny Yo, episode 10. If you liked today's video, hit that thumbs up button. And if you didn't, thumbs down is okay too. Be sure to share your unpopular opinions in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content and you want to support the channel, you can do so at www.patreon.com/theplothole1. That's the number 1, not the Oneaters. Yes, I'm still telling that shitty joke, which means I haven't hit that 25 patron mark yet. Once I do, I'll stop telling the joke and raffle off an awesome prize pack with a shirt, a mug, and a bunch of other goodies inside. I also have merch available at theplothole.com. I've got this shirt here, and I also have a limited series of Halloween merch. I get it before it's gone. If you can't support the show monetarily, I completely understand where you're at. Times being what they are, it's kind of shitty. A simple like, share, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. It helps the algorithm. I'm Johnny O, and remember, keep your opinions unpopular.
That was a great video. And you make a really good point, you know. If you're on this platform long enough, someone will eventually find something to dox you on.
Yeah, it's shitty, but it comes with the territory.
Yeah, you make a good point. You also made a really good point about the hypocrisy of screaming about what these conspirators say and then turning around and saying virtually the same thing back.
Right. You do the exact same shit. Now, if you have evidence, if you can prove it, or you know what I mean, if you have evidence or can prove that somebody is what is that, and like I said, that whole Nathan Thompson being a child predator, I get it. I understand what's by the textbook definition, but we all know what it means. We all know what that is. The colloquial use of that child predator is. We shouldn't do it because you can. Just as when Daniel Pratt says that Irish Demon or whoever is predacious upon children, us doing the same thing could get somebody killed. So, like I said, that shit needs to stop.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. It's a great series, though. I really enjoy those unpopular opinions. There's some really good ones out there. If anybody in the side chat, if you haven't been following the unpopular opinions, you really need to. I mean, there's some really good stuff in there. Great channel. Again, head over there, watch the full-length versions of the videos we're showing tonight. Sub, like, subscribe, and maybe consider giving some support. And let's help get Johnny over the 1,000 mark. And with that, I believe Aimee has an interesting question for you from the chat. Aimee?
Oh, boy.
Oh, yes. I've got 2, actually. Carl Edwards asks, how much time do you put into your videos?
I put everything out on a weekly basis. So Unpopular Opinions and Klingons and Dingleberries, they come out Monday and Friday, respectively. So I try and put as much time thought into the production of each series. For Unpopular Opinions, I'll go throughout the week and I'll think of an idea, or I try and keep everything overall within the same theme. Last week I did double standards. I try to keep everything in a double standard theme. We picked out a few ones that kind of bothered me the most. And then I'll figure out exactly where those go and write those unpopular opinions throughout the week, and then record. I because of my work schedule, I only get Sundays and Thursdays to record, so that can be kind of a challenge. So sometimes, there'll be some mistakes in editing and whatnot because I'm down to the wire when it comes to recording. By the way, that leads me into a point. Anybody who's thinking about getting into content creation or doing the YouTube thing, record 5 to 15 episodes to have in your bag that are generic enough that you can release at any time and still get, some sort of reaction, response, or views on. But leave yourself some wiggle room to be able to do some on-the-spot, more current stuff. That's one piece of advice I would give you. I try to give each episode about a week. Some things that I know I want to do for a certain time, like when I did a top 10 Karen or a top 10 Stupid Things Flat Earthers Day, I curate those for a while, and then I'll get the clips and then I'll write my bits and parts to it. So those take a little bit longer. Like I've got one coming out in December. Well, this month, later on this month, top 10 Christmas carols. So that one, they're getting a little bit more effort or work into them. But yeah, usually about a week, 7 days is what I give each episode.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. And that second question was, please ask Johnny O if he will shave his beard when he gets to 1,000 subs.
I can't do that.
Johnny
Can't
always
do
from
that.
Johnny the Sprites.
Or maybe
I can't shave the beard because, as a lot of you know, I'm part of the 4 Beardsmen of the Apocalypse. And
Yeah.
JL Warren and I, we have to overgrow our beards because Irish Demon recently had to go down to a 5 o'clock shadow and a stash. And PhD Tony, he has a beard, but it's the same color as his skin, so you can't see it.
Cool.
That's awesome.
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you bring up the 4 Beardsmen. I hear that you and Irish Demon and the lads are planning on a pretty epic trip. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So we're still in the very beginning stages of it. We kind of just came up with it on let's say last 2 weeks ago on the podcast. No, I don't remember. Anyway, it was my Wednesday hangout. My Wednesday hangout. Quickies with Johnny O, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another good one.
We just had this idea of how cool it would be to get all of us together, and then we said, you know what, we could really do this. If we crowdfund this, we could probably make this happen. So the idea is to get all 4 of us in Ireland September of next year. We haven't set up our GoFundMe or whatever. We haven't done anything. We're still working out all the details, but I think the goal is 10K American. I think I'll get everybody's plane tickets and then accommodations in Ireland and whatnot to spend 2 weeks out there. We're going to film everything, do a couple of live streams, and put out a whole series of the Beardsmen doing the Beardsmen just live in person and, going on awesome trips.
That's awesome. That sounds like it's going to be a grand time.
It's going to be bigly fun.
Oh yeah. And I caught some of that on one of Irish Demon's recent streams where he was talking about that. And when you all get together in the States, I think you should all take a trip up to Seattle and or Washington, Olympia, and see if Pratt will make good on his threat to Irish ever shows his face in front of him, he'd knock him the fuck out.
Yeah. That's a good idea. That can happen.
Yeah,
I've been to Washington in a long time.
I think you get a lot of viewers on your stream for that.
Yep.
Yeah, can I break in a second? Because Johnny probably doesn't realize, but on the set, I dressed the set a little bit and I put a couple of things up for him. So there's a nice little bottle of Godslayer hot curry chili sauce, and there's a bottle of Carolina Reaper and a glass of milk for him. You have a serious go at poor old Irish with these hot challenges you keep doing to him.
Well,
how much fun has that been for him?
Here's the thing. This is funny, right? So Irish Demon and I met really early on through Team Skeptic, and I forget if I told a really shitty dad joke or he told a really shitty dad joke. Something happened. I challenged him to a dad joke challenge. He lost. So we decided that he would have to eat this Smokin' Ed's Reaper Squeezins, which I enjoy. I enjoy the sauce. I like the heat, and it's got a really good flavor too. So he, being Irish, thinks that mayonnaise is spicy. So we sent him this bottle. And I only told him. I told him 1 wing, we're good. Whatever, I don't care. That's fine as long as you have some. He's the one who wanted to continue doing all this crazy shit with the Reaper Squeezins. So he's done it to himself. I said 1 wing, he did 2 that show, and then he got Daniel Pratt's water heater on, drinking Malort, taking snorts of Reaper Squeezins and all this craziness, and he's having fun with it, which is good. I don't think his wife or the toilet is having fun with it.
Definitely.
He looked like he was in serious pain, though, when he did that second wing.
Yeah, I warned her not to do it.
Yeah,
I said don't do it.
but you had a good laugh over it, though. You were chuckling your ass off, man.
When he started the hiccups, I couldn't help it. It was just funny.
That
I
was
couldn't
a
help it.
great. I loved watching that. That's so cool, man. So cool. All right, so I got a couple of more questions for you, if you don't mind.
Sure thing.
First of all, on YouTube, who is the one moron that makes you think this idiot is so far beyond stupid, it's a wonder he or she can breathe unassisted?
Daniel Pratt.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I just freaking knew it.
Yep.
All right. But a little bit more serious, of all the stupid shit that we see on YouTube and that we point and laugh at, what is the one claim or conspiracy that gets to you the most, like really gets under your skin?
That's a good one. When I first started, it was flat Earth because it was just so nonsensical. But now it's just comedic. I don't know. That's a good one. It really is a good one. Maybe the anti-vaxxer stuff, because that is a serious health concern. We're starting to see new outbreaks of the measles. Fucking hell, didn't we get rid of this shit 30, 40, 50 years ago? Now we've got measles outbreaks because people are, they're insane with this whole anti-vaxxer stuff. Well, you know what? I got to say now, the whole COVID-19 denying and the anti-masker stuff, that's probably the one that really irritates me the most because I suffer from asthma. My kids, my oldest daughter and my oldest boy, or my boy, they both have asthma. My youngest daughter, she was premature. Her lungs were underdeveloped when she was born, so she is prone to upper respiratory infections and things like that. So, if we can put masks on and not be affected at all, even a little bit, all these assholes can as well. And it's not like we're saying, hey, you have to wear a mask permanently. It's the whole idea, well, this is government control. Motherfucker, they don't need a mask to control your dumb ass.
That's right. They got a whole military force to do that.
Right. If they wanted to control you, you'd have a gun in your face 24/7.
Exactly.
So the whole idea is that I guess that's the one that really irritates me the most because we're seeing a huge spike in the States. Huge. Over 14 million cases, confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the States, with over 275,000 people dying.
That's
and
insane.
We have idiots like the governor of Texas thinking, "Oh, I got COVID-19, but whatever. We need to open the economy because that's more important." No, the fuck it isn't.
Yeah.
That shit like that just irritates me.
Yeah, I have to agree with you 100%. I mean, those are the conspiracies that are an actual physical, present-day health risk. They are dangerous. Right. And it's hard to imagine that something as silly as a conspiracy theory can actually kill people. And they are on the road to doing that, and that gets under my skin. And another one that
these COVID deniers have. I'm sure you're familiar with that idiot who went to they called it a COVID-19 party. They go to this COVID-19 party, he gets COVID-19 and fucking dies. And his last words were, "I think I made a mistake." Yeah.
I mean, and how stupid do you have to be? It irks me. And I think a part of that whole conspiracy is those idiots who carry it on and then blame things like autism on vaccines. That drives me around the bend. Aimee would kill a person for saying that to her face. I swear to God, wouldn't you, Aimee?
Oh, yes, I would.
My son, my oldest son has autism, and we did a modified vaccine schedule for all of our children because they, in some way, shape, or form, have some sort of immunocompromised. So we wanted to make sure, but all of them have been vaccinated, and they've all been vaccinated on a modified schedule, and one of them has autism, 3 of them don't. So,
right.
Doesn't really hold water.
One
people.
Yeah,
It
one has
doesn't.
nothing to do with the other. You know.
Exactly. It's just that was my whole point too, because I have my whole entire family. I have 5 nieces and nephews. None of them have autism. Matt's the only one who has it, and everyone's been fully vaccinated, up to date with their schedules. It's just, yeah. Doesn't hold water with me either. It just doesn't work out. So
Just doesn't work. Yeah, it just really irritates me that these people they have no care or concern about the people around them at all. They just beak off for the sake of beaking off because they want to be heard. Otherwise, they'll just fade into non-existence and die completely unrecognized,
Yeah, that shit just they're basing everything off of a paper written by a doctor who was removed from practice. He had his license revoked for putting out bullshit information, falsifying his findings, all that stuff. And these people are basing their entire opinion about something that has saved millions and millions of lives. Shit like that just irks me.
Yeah, it really does. It irks a lot of us. I would have to agree. All right, so let's move on to the last video from the list and see what we've got in store for the folks. This one is actually from your most recent series that I've been quite enjoying also, Dingleberries and Klingons. And I thought we'd take a look at episode 1 featuring CC Chris from New York, Westchester County. Come on, you want to load that up for us?
Rack focus. Hey everybody, Johnny O with a plot hole here, and I thought I'd try something a little bit different. With all the goings on with the freaking election, who's gonna win? Is it gonna be Biden or Trump? Biden or Trump? Biden or Trump? I figured we'd stop all the dumb shit. Give us a reason to smile for a little bit, because who knows? We could still be doing this. I mean, today's Friday. Well, actually, today's Thursday, but you'll be watching this on Friday, and we may not have a winner to this here crazy-ass election. Not to mention Trump is talking about doing some dumb shit when he loses. Whatever. You know what? Let's get away from that. We're going to do some fun things today. Got a little bit of a variety show for you today. I hope you like it. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section. All that fun stuff. We're trying something different, so bear with me. We'll see what happens. So seeing as how we have a shit show going on with our presidential election, I thought I would bring you a real shit show. Here we are. I don't know about you guys, but every now and again, I like to, peruse comment sections, or not comment sections, but reviews, right? So whenever I buy something, I want to make sure and review it. Now, not too long ago, I had an incident where I bought some Werther's sugar-free candies. It was a bad night. And next day, to be honest with you. But that reminded me of the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears and the reviews on Amazon. So I figured I'd read out a few of these to you. Let's see what you think. Now, I've selected a few different ones, and I'm probably going to play some videos over it because I'm not going to memorize this shit. I'm just going to read it. And we're going to react to it because, yeah, let's do it. The first one that I found is pretty simple. These things are delicious, but they make my ass sound like Chewbacca. The fuck is that? I had only made it a few yards when Lucifer himself shot out at me like a potato tied to a ceiling fan. Huh? I crumbled to the ground as I tried to rip off my extremely expensive no-scent camouflage hunting pants, but it was too late. I stayed in that spot for what felt like hours. My life flashed before my eyes, and I relived the time I caught my first bass. I prayed to God to kick a satellite from the sky to crush me, but my cries for mercy were covered by the explosions of Satan still coming from my body. The stuff coming out of me would have caught fire if you had struck any match anywhere near it. As I sat with my tormented thoughts, I saw the biggest buck I'd ever seen in my life, about at 12 or 14 points. walked slowly past my tree stand. A flippin' perfect shot. I sat in a puddle of my own defeat, trying not to suffocate on the fumes coming from the tainted turds. After what seemed like an eternity, I managed to waddle back to my brand new truck, where I had no other clothes or anything to clean myself with. The smell of my truck and the butt stains left on my once perfect seats will forever torment my dreams. I have gone through an eternity of air fresheners and nothing has worked. Whenever someone has to drive with me and they ask what happened to my truck, I tell them a really long story about how I delivered a calf in the middle of the night. Don't eat these bears, I guess. All right, everybody. Now it's time to get into the meat and potatoes of today's variety show. That's right. Let's check out a dingleberry.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County.
Hey, it's our favorite New Yorker, CC Chris.
It's November 3rd, 2020, and I hope you're out there voting. Right? Yeah, sure. Have you seen the lines in some of these places? You got to be fucking kidding me. Another diversion to make you think you actually have a choice.
Of course, you one of those morons, pushing the whole your vote doesn't count narrative. And yes, your vote really does count. You have to keep in mind that you're not only voting for the president in this situation.
It's always been that way. It's been that way from the beginning. Anyway, I really don't want to talk about much on it. All I know is, look, you know, there's going to be two things that are going to happen. You know, if Biden gets in, really what I think is going to happen is I think that's probably going to be the new revolution.
Citation required?
You know, if he gets in. Because, you know, if he gets in, do you realize how much shit they have on him? I mean, he's got a computer out there floating around. God knows what the hell's on it. Hundreds of thousands of videos of his son doing God knows what.
So do they have stuff on Joe Biden, or they have stuff on Joe Biden's son? You don't really know how this works, do you?
Pornography, all sorts of stuff in there. So basically they're going to impeach him.
Wait, Biden's going to get impeached because his son watched inappropriate material? That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. I always knew you were a moron when it came to the cosmology of the universe, but now I know you're a moron about politics too.
Or he's just not going to make it. Who knows? One of the two.
Look, I get it. You want Trump's plates. I gotta keep this semi-PG-13. You want Trump's plates in your mouth. I understand.
So he'll probably be president for like 8 months, and then another little swiveling person will get in there, who actually, if you don't remember, not too long ago, said that she wanted to fund the riots. That's great, isn't it?
No, jackass. Kamala Harris said that the protests wouldn't stop. Protests, not riots. Furthermore, she's come out and condemned the riots, the violence, the looting, etc.
So if that happens, the country's just going to go to shit. And I think that might be our new revolution.
Oh, man. That's CC Chris, man. He is so arrogant.
Yeah, he's another one of my favorites. Just his whole presentation style, his I know everything because reasons.
Yeah.
Gotta love that shit.
Oh, I know. He gets everything just so wrong and doesn't even bother to fact check anything. And he comes off like he knows everything.
Yep. Yeah, he's a job man, walking steaming pile of dog shit.
Yeah. But that's a good series, that Dingleberries and Klingons. Some interesting stuff. How many of those have you got out now?
5. I put out episode 5 on Friday, which is not, you know, I need everybody to go check that one out because I wrote a song with one of the Dingleberries. It's pretty. I think it's a hit. I think it's going to be a smash hit. Everyone needs to check it out.
Ooh, Absolutely. You hear that, everybody? Head on over to Johnny's channel. Check that out, man. You're going to hear Johnny sing. Ooh.
No, you're not going to hear me sing.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't sing. I play guitar. You're going to hear the Dingleberry sing, though.
Ooh. Well, that could be fun. Mhm. Well, Amy, have we got anything in the side chat for Johnny?
Just stuck with the mute button. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Ooh, actually, I have a few questions and stuff. The Ramblings of a Madman asks, what mic and camera do you use, and what would you recommend?
Ooh, good question.
So I'm an audiophile. I have a background in audio production. So I use a lot of very expensive equipment. I have a Shure SM7B that I run through a litany of other things to get that super clean, really focused, direct sound. I would, if you can afford the SM7B, and they're not stupid expensive. It's not like a Newman. We're not talking $5,000-$6,000 here. We're talking like $300-$400. If you can afford one of those for any kind of audio capture, they're a great overall microphone. I would definitely recommend one of those guys. As far as camera-wise, I use a Canon T6S and a Canon 70D. 70D I use more for the on-location stuff and the documentary style stuff that I shoot. I use that one. I'm actually don't tell my daughter, but she's actually getting the current camera that I'm using, the C6S. I need to replace that one because she's getting that one for Christmas. Don't tell her. This is a big secret.
All right.
I've got a current fundraiser going on to help me get that camera replaced. So if you want, you can go channel and shoot me some funds if you can. If you can't, whatever, no big deal. But
Awesome.
that's what I use. That's what I use there. And those would be my recommendations. So you can get some older DSLR stuff that you can use for capture that won't set you back. If you wanted my setup, or if you wanted my setup at a more cost-effective, you can get away with, like I said, the 7B for about $300-$400. That Canon camera you can get for about $300, and then whatever you want to use to record that stuff. So for right around $1,000, you can be up and running on with decent audio and decent video quality.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then we have It's a Me Mario Rui says, please ask.
I know it, please.
Yeah, it says, please ask Johnny O which of the four beardsmen sucked the least.
That would be me, of course. I suck.
That's right. And then Facty asks, where did that one eater joke that you do come from?
So it comes from a show or a movie called That Thing You Do. It was a late '90s film starring Tom Hanks, Tom Everett Scott, Liv Tyler, Steve Zahn, a couple other people. But they're in a band and they call themselves the Wonders, spelled O-N-E, Durs, and everybody kept mispronouncing them, thinking they were the Oneaters. So, and they would have to correct them. So that's where the joke comes from. Like I said, it's not a good joke. That's why I want to stop telling it.
That's funny. And then we have It's a Me Mario Rui again says he just wants to say how much he admires you, not only as a content creator but also as a family man. Your kids look happy all the time, and it takes a great dad for that. So that's really sweet.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Well, thanks for all of those great questions, folks. That's really good stuff. If you got more, remember, just throw them on over to Amy and she'll get them read out for you. Colin, you got anything you'd like to add?
No, honestly, I've been watching Johnny for since he started off and catching with the beardsman and everything. And to be honest, I've found him to be a great guy, fun content, and somebody I'm happy to help out with any kind of bits and pieces he wants some advice on with the OBS side of things and whatever. I'm trying my best just to make his show a bit cleaner as well. And I think that's actually shown with the beardsman, because it's come on leaps and bounds, man. Your podcast beardsman is now awesome. Right, really getting
I really appreciate all the help, and having that having those connections and building those relationships would probably be the second biggest suggestion I would give to new content creators is find those people that are willing to help in any way they can, just to kind of get you started. It's always good to make those connections.
Mm-hmm. I
Definitely.
agree. Absolutely. All right. Well, I've got a couple more questions, and then we can do the quick fire round and then wrap things up. How's that sound?
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Awesome. So my next question for you, is there a chili challenge that would scare even you?
I think there's this pepper eating contest in New Jersey that happens every year. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, where they just eat raw peppers, and whoever eats the most wins. I like spicy food, and I like hot sauce and whatnot, but that just doesn't seem like fun to me. And I would hate to be the guy who has to clean the porta potties after that one.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Okay. And do you think that we will return to normal for a great 2021, or do you think we're going to get just more of the same?
So I think what's going to happen is we're going to get to the point maybe midway next year, June, July of next year, where we can have a return to what we, closer to normal. I mean, this stuff, pandemics like this, they alter things, they change the future. Getting back to normal, I hope we don't really get back to quote normal, especially in the States, because normal in the States are a lot of people going hungry, starving, not able to, provide for their families, not having the same types of opportunities as other people have. So I hope we do get away from that. If this pandemic has shown the States one thing, it's how inadequate the economy really is. So hopefully we can get away from that.
Awesome. So is there anything special that you would like to tell everyone as the year draws to a close? Any thoughts or?
Just do the best that you can to be good to one another. Yes, I have a point and laugh channel. I make fun of people, but in all honesty, if Nathan Thompson were to show up on my doorstep and he needed some help, I'm going to help the guy out. Because that's the best way to really affect change. If you infect the world with positivity, then you have nothing but good things to come. I mean, yeah, there's going to be bad shit that happens to people, and it's tough. Things, deaths and injuries and sicknesses and job loss. There's a lot of shit that's trying to keep you down. If you can just, focus and try and look past the immediate challenge, figure out how to take care of the immediate challenge and, make it to the next day. Keep thinking forward, and try and, be again, just be good to one another.
Yeah. See the glasses half full, not half empty. Awesome.
Exactly.
All right. Well, it's been a great time having you on the show, Johnny. I really enjoyed this tonight. So.
Oh man, yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah. It's been a really fun evening. So I'd like to kind of hit you with my 10 quick fire questions, kind of give people a little bit of an insight into Johnny O and who he is and what he's all about. And then we'll wrap things up. Does that sound okay with you?
Let's fire away.
Awesome. All right, here we go. Number 1, steak and lobster or steak and eggs?
Steak and eggs.
Oh, man, I love steak and eggs. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Not for me.
All right. Football, basketball, or hockey?
Baseball.
Oh, well, the one I didn't include. Good one. I think this one's probably self-evident. Blues, rock, or metal?
Metal.
I thought you'd say that. All right.
Although
as far
I do
as
like all of them.
Oh, so do I. Absolutely. I would kind of lean towards the blues myself, but yeah, they're all good. As far as movies are concerned, Alien, Predator, or The Thing?
That's a tough one. Man, I'm gonna have to default to The Thing because it's my favorite sci-fi horror film of all time. And
Yeah,
Alien
it's
is a very close second.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, you're a penchant for spicy. Scotch Bells, habaneros, or Carolina Reapers?
Carolina Reaper. They have it's the flavor that I mean. I like the Scotch. I like the Scotch bonnet. And I like the habanero. Habanero's got kind of that smoky flavor. The Scotch kind of has that little bit of delayed kick, but the Carolina Reaper has it's got that sweet yet tangy flavor into it, and of course a lot of heat.
Yeah, and it lingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Carolina's barbecue, Kansas City barbecue, or Texas barbecue?
Oh, Texas barbecue. Those are the guys who know how to barbecue.
Oh, absolutely.
They put weird sauce and everything.
Yeah. Kansas City, I think, or is it North Carolina that has a white sauce?
Yeah, what the fuck is that about?
I don't know,
White
man.
sauce and barbecue?
Yeah, that's not barbecue, man. That's not barbecue. That's a country cookout.
Right.
Oh, man. All right. A person living or dead that you would most like to meet if you could.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's tough. Person living or dead that I would most like to meet. Probably my great grandfather to the fifth, and find out just exactly why we decided to take the last name we took. There's a story. There's a story there, but we'll say that for another day.
Sure. That's actually a really cool answer. All right, let's flip the coin. Person you would most avoid meeting.
Man, probably somebody like Kim Jong-un, because I would hate to risk getting my head blown off or telling a little fucker he's a little fucker.
Oh yeah, for sure. Evil little prick, man. All right, last one. The top 3 things on your bucket list.
Oh, Jesus. Well, hopefully we're going to make one of these happen next year with the visit to Ireland.
Cool.
That's definitely up there. I would like to tour the States.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun. And then, getting to meet grandbabies and great-grandbabies.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that would be, yeah.
Yeah. I think
see
every
the lineage, to see the lineage go, before I go. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I think every father dreams of that, Shows what a family man you really are. Kudos. Awesome. Well, that's all the quick fire questions I've got for you. So let's just quickly go around the table, see if anybody has anything to add. Aimee, anything else in the chat you'd like to bring up?
Yes, there was one thing. Theo Fun Guy says 40K subs. Johnny gives away his sound equipment competition. That's awesome.
Awesome. Okay.
Wait, what am I doing at 40? I'm doing at 40 subs. I'm giving away all my sound equipment. Jeez.
40,000. You hit 40K.
Subs. I tell you what. If I hit 250,000, we'll make that happen.
There you go.
250,000. I will. Yeah, I'll put everybody's name in a hat who subscribed, and whoever wins, they get my sound equipment. At
Awesome.
250,000.
That sounds like a really cool plan. Really cool plan. So everybody get over to Johnny's site and sub the shit out of it.
Yep.
All right. And Aimee, have you got any final thoughts or things you'd like to add?
Yes, please. I do. I just think, Johnny, you guys are so awesome. You have a beautiful family. The kids are great, and I just love your channel and your content. It's so awesome. Please keep it up.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. And Colin, have you got anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, just basically the same as Aimee. Keep it up, man, because I've really enjoyed what you've been doing and how you've been putting things together and developing. It's really cool to see your skills coming together and showing what you can do, right? Getting that information out there and making sure people aren't so bloody idiotic. But life is fun. Oh, and the grandkids. Believe me, when they start turning up, it is really, really interesting. Life is so much good when you got grandkids around. I'd like to say another 25 years. I'll see if I get to great grandkids.
There you
Very
go.
awesome. There you go.
I had an old client at the bar who used to tell me that kids are the investment and grandkids are the return.
Yes. Yes, you're right. You're right. Well, Johnny, the floor is yours. Do you have anything that you would like to shill out or tell us about before we close up?
Actually, yes, it's my holiday show that's coming up on the podcast on rockmetaltalk.com on December 18th. I'm going to have the lovely, talented Whitney Raquel. She's going to be in studio live for a Christmas concert. It's going to be amazing. If you've seen her on the show before, you all know she's such a joy to talk to, and her voice is amazing. Her performance is awesome. So I've got that coming up, and that's the big one. So we're going to do, I've got directors coming out and renting some equipment to make sure we get a good video capture for the video that's going to go up on the channel after. But I'm really looking forward to that one. It's kind of my way of giving back to everybody who's subscribed to the channel, listens to the show. So that's the big one. But yeah, that's December 18th. It's going to be Friday night, 8 o'clock Central. And then I'm not sure when I'm going to post the video. It's probably going to be over the weekend because that's going to take some time to cut together.
All right. Anything else you'd like to share or shill?
Yeah, go to my channel and subscribe. I need 87 of you to get to 1,000. And then apparently I'm going to need 249 to get to the place where I'm giving away all my gear.
Awesome. You heard it here first, folks. So
later shows 915 subscribers right now. So get on there, guys.
Sweet.
Awesome. Let's get that done, folks. All right, so that kind of brings us to the end of the show for today. I just want to take this chance to say thank you, Johnny, for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. I had a great time. Hope you did as well.
Oh, yeah. I really appreciate the invite and enjoy what you guys are doing.
Awesome. Thank you. And we were really happy to have you here. So once again, everyone, the videos for tonight have been edited. Head on over to Johnny's channel. Check out the full versions. You won't regret the visit. There is a ton, I mean a literal ton of incredible content there. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Let's get him over 1,000. Yeah. Let's make it happen. Once again, if you've enjoyed the Mega Mirror this evening and you'd like to support the show and the channel, you can do so right here on the EiE Network, or you can do so directly on my channel, Steaming Cup of Reason, through my PayPal Me or my Patreon. Any support you give all goes towards making the show better. And with that, thank you all for coming, and we will see you again on the next Mega Mirror Live.